Thank you very much. I know it's towards the end of the day, so we'll try to make this quick and fun and upbeat. So I'm Dave Yasnoff, the CEO of SendSmart, and we provide a tool that automates web lead engagement on every channel for businesses. So what's the problem that we're solving? Online lead follow-up is broken. Many of you may have experienced this, where you filled out a lead for some business where you're interested in solving a problem or buying something, and they didn't get back to you fast enough. Maybe it took hours or days, and you picked a different vendor. So that costs businesses a tremendous amount of money, and we fixed that problem. So according to Harvard Business Review stats, only 25% of leads get prompt professional engagement. Basically, you have 4 minutes when a new lead comes in to engage with them. If you don't engage during that time, your odds of ever connecting with them go down orders of magnitude in just a few more minutes. So it's urgent. New web leads are as urgent as the phone ringing, and many businesses haven't updated their thinking and their infrastructure to that urgency. Fully 52% of leads don't get responded to promptly, and an additional 23% get no response ever, which maybe some of you have experienced. So with our tool, 100% of web leads get prompt professional engagement because we automate it with AI. So where should we take this tool? We faced this decision a couple years ago, and essentially we could sell this in any market where leads are very valuable, real estate, mortgage, all kinds of different industries, but we decided to pick automotive for reasons I'm happy to talk about in Q&A. There are 35,000 car dealerships in the US, and right now we're serving 52 of those. So how does SendSmart work? So when a customer fills out a lead for a business, either on their website or on some third-party site, we then initiate conversations via text, email, social tools, and we can even tee up phone calls for the business to make sure that they promptly engage with you to solve whatever problem or inquiry you have. So here are some actual examples of this with our clients. So Toyota San Diego is one of our clients. Dina filled out a lead. She was interested in selling her Mercedes-Benz, and so our system automatically crafted a personalized text message related to her lead and sent it to her just a couple minutes after that lead came in. She responded right away, and the first thing the salesperson had to do is pick up the sale midway through. We do the same thing for email. So here Mark filled out a lead. We tried to text him, and it turns out email works better for him, and that's all just threaded in one communication in our tool. We also handle phone calls in the same workflow and social messaging as well. So what does this mean for our clients? So for Toyota San Diego, we're making them an additional just shy of $100,000 a month by helping them to follow up with all their leads. So formerly, 75% of their leads were getting slow or no response. By helping them follow up on all their opportunities or kind of pick up the phone, so to speak, take advantage of all those, they're making an additional $100,000 a month. And crucially, they're also saving $9,500 a month in labor expense because they don't have people sitting around manually doing that work. So according to Clayton Christensen and all kinds of research about disruptive entrepreneurship or disruptive companies, this is a key characteristic, especially kind of for you students that are here, that you want a much better outcome at a much lower cost. And so obviously we're working to provide that. So speaking of our pricing, we charge between $400 and $3,200 a month for our product, and that's based on seats and lead sources. And our customers now include just about every major automotive manufacturer. So what are the advantages that we have over potential competitors or other companies? The first and foremost is that we cover all channels. So there are other companies that do this just for email, or just for text, or just for phone calls, or just for social. And businesses don't want to have different systems and infrastructure for every different communication channel. And also you as customers expect that if a business reaches out to you on one channel and then another, that those communications will be coordinated. And if they're in separate tools, that's nearly impossible. We also have an abuse prevention AI where if people message back like any version of leave me alone or stop or unsubscribe, we intervene and make sure that that business can never bother you again. So we want to help them be responsive when you want something, but if for some reason you don't want to hear from them again, we step in between and make sure that they can't bother you. We're also lean and capital efficient. We've gotten this far, which is $500,000 in capital. We've successfully defended our IP against Google already, and we have very high margins, as is a normal characteristic of any SaaS business. We have a real nerd-heavy team. So we're tech-heavy, and we're going to be adding sales resources. But our team includes myself and then Frank and Tim, who are amazingly talented full-stack developers. And then I actually hired my dad, and it's not just nepotism. He has a degree or a PhD in computer science and pattern recognition, so he's integral. And then also Chris Bailey, who's a Bend native, the CTO and co-founder of Hotel Tonight, is one of our advisors. Our monthly revenue has been growing sharply, especially since we focused on automotive just in the last couple years. And this month we'll break 50,000 in MRR for the first time. Our annual revenue is, as they put it, we're going to make a lot of money. I love that, real simple. We are. So these projections just reflect our progress in automotive. If we're able to expand into other verticals, we can do even better than this. So we think about our customers in two different ways, and we want to serve both of them really well. So we serve the owner of the business by just making them more money, and here's an example of a happy customer. But then also, our users love the product because we make it simple and fun to use like a video game. So they appreciate it as well, and we take great pride in that. I'm Dave Yasnoff, the CEO of SendSmart. We provide the sales assistant tool. Thanks so much for taking the time.
Thank you, David. Questions for David about SendSmart? So you mentioned a little bit. Okay, right here, please.
So a question about the abuse prevention AI. Let's say a customer wants to opt out, and then business cannot contact them again. Is there a way to opt back in?
No, not by default.
Okay.
We're very brutal about that because we're very confident that if someone says unsubscribe or stop or leave me alone or this isn't Brian, that we should cease those communications.
Okay.
We can, I should say, we can manually undo it, but it's a big deal. Customers have to reach out to us. There's no way they can do it easily.
Okay, so there's no end user ability to say,
Right.
I just need to not hear from them for now. Then, say, 3 years later, same company, something came back up, and they're like, I need the automated responses again.
There's a lot of, that specific challenge is the most important moat and technical challenge of our business, and there are also a bunch of laws related to it.
Gotcha.
And the law says that if someone opts out, you have to honor that for 5 years.
Oh.
So we're brutal about that because the first thing you get when you connect businesses and customers via messaging is abuse on both sides.
Right.
And so we take very seriously our role as like the moderator in the middle to help facilitate opt-in conversations and stop anything that's not, opt-in.
Gotcha. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good question.
There's another up here in the front.
Is that me?
Yes, please.
So there's a lot of CRMs that are bringing features like this or already have features like this. Salesforce is a good example. How are you integrating with those? Like, what's your strategy around market presence and positioning around other CRMs that are doing a lot of the back end data and tracking around customer behavior and relations over time?
Sure, good question. So CRMs we sort of disparagingly refer to as customer record management. CRMs most of them were made decades ago. A lot of their user interface is about people going in there to log things that they do other places. And so the next thing after CRM is what we're working on. We call it customer engagement management. So instead of like providing a CRM where people log their calls and log their texts and log their emails, we just are passively recording all of those actions so that people can just do their job and talk to people. It's one of the reasons our customers love us, the people using it, because we help them to do more easier. And then that sort of negates the need for them to take notes in the CRM because you have the full record of all the communications right there in one chat thread.
Great. Other questions? Yeah, up here,
Sure.
over here. And Walden. Yeah, why don't you stand up, please, and here's the box.
Okay, I wanted to clarify something regarding one of the pictures you had up. I saw it said, like, hi, I'm so-and-so from this, but my understanding was those messages were from the AI. How does that fit in with the sort of moral principles behind this technology?
Can you repeat the last part of it?
Yes, how does that fit in with the moral principles behind the use of AI?
Sure, that's a great question that we spend a lot of time thinking about. So we're reaching out on that salesperson's behalf in large part to solve a problem, which is that many web leads are fake. In the industry, they're called sock puppets. So many lead providers, or for various reasons, people will submit fake leads. And so we're trying to empower the salesperson to connect with real people, but make sure that they don't waste time on fake leads. So, for example, one of our best customers, Erica at Toyota San Diego, is an extremely effective salesperson because we're qualifying all these conversations, and those messages would go out with our system or without it, and we're just automating an aspect of her job for her. So it would happen either way. We're just trying to help her be more productive and successful.
All right. And we are out of time, but I have a burning question. Do you use SendSmart to sell SendSmart?
We do. Very, very meta.
It works. Very cool. Let's give a big hand for David,
Thank you.
please.